Hey, I promise you that I'll be back at 4 p.m. and here I am. I mean, don't I deserve a round of applause? My name is Judith and this is every NG, and as promised, I'm here with all the updates on day 13 of the Big Brother Shine Your Eye house. Literally shine your eye. Today we've been asking for drama. Oh, housemates are boring, they're boring, they're not doing anything. Today they decided to give you drama and they gave us an overdose. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll move on to that later on in the show. Don't forget that you can keep up with us on all our platforms. They're going to be on the screen. We have a blog, so if you like to read, we have some nice articles there for you. We also have our social media handles, our Facebook, our Instagram, Twitter. Every single thing will be on the screen. So make sure to follow us on any of these platforms that you find most comfortable. Okay, so everything is going to be on the screen. Last time I spoke to you, we were talking about very, very minor stuff. Oh, this person is trying to double date. We did not know that the main cocoa was coming today. The drama, the fights, as in class goes. Let me just tell you something. Somebody almost went home today. I promise you, somebody almost, it was this close to a disqualification today, but let's start from the top, okay? So first of all, earlier today, the housemates were talking, not all the housemates, but Sammy, Maria, Emmanuel, Liquorose, they were in the room, the blue room, which is now Maria's new room. They're talking about, the whole Sam gel ship and how it crashed. And I feel like someone was really upset about that whole situation because he has been the one talking to everybody about it, complaining from pillar to post. And people were talking to him about, maybe this is what Angel is up to, or this is what I think. And he has been he has been ingesting all those things and has been affecting the way he has been behaving so far. But thankfully, now it's over. Everybody has gone their separate ways, I hope. And they were just discussing it in the room today. Nothing serious, actually. Just talking like, so this ship now has sung. This ship that we're all looking up to and saying, oh, God, when it has Dabaru. Anywho, so yeah, I also noticed something that I want somebody else to talk about. It can't be only me. So drop your comments if you've seen this as well. Jackie B and Boma are getting really close. I know they're head of house and deputy, but you didn't see Peace and Yusuf chilling in the garden, lying on each other's thighs, sharing jokes and kicking in private. Did we? No, we didn't. So obviously there's something more to Jackie B and Boma. And of course, remember that Boma was talking to Perry and some other guys the other day saying that he is willing to pursue something with Jackie outside the house. So fingers crossed we have another BBNaija wedding. I'm just joking. Let's not take it too far. Just the second week. All right, so let's talk about Nini and Tega. And I know those two names are not names that you hear commonly. It's either, maybe Tega and Princess, or Tega and J-Paul, or Nini and Saga, Nini and Aaron. So that's why I wasn't shocked when it was a fight. I wasn't actually shocked when it was a fight because you could tell that it was a long time coming with Nini and Tega. They've been avoiding themselves, small microaggressions here and there, but it was a long time coming. So let me give you the origin of this fight if you missed it. Irene stood up from her chair. Biggie asked them to go to the garden. So Irene stood up from her chair to go and chill with somebody, and Tega wanted to use the chair. So she asked Irene, and Irene said, okay, yes, you can take my chair. But Nini had her legs on that chair. So Tega wanted to take the chair, and instead of asking Nini, or for whatever reason, she just pulled the chair from Nini's legs, and her legs dropped suddenly. You know how painful that thing can be? Like when someone pulls the chair from the leg, I just go on the floor. So that was the beginning of it. And Nini was like, okay, so you wanted to take the chair. You couldn't even ask, oh, take your legs out. I want to take this chair. You just pulled it. I was wearing the skirts. That was very rude. I wouldn't intrude in your space like that. And next thing, class goes bam. Okay, well, they didn't throw punches or anything. But it was just like, is it more than this chair? Is there something going on? Why is everybody shouting? Why are voices being raised? What exactly is happening? Like, why? It's so unnecessary. But yeah, that was how it happened. They were shouting, this person was calling this person disrespectful. Tega is very annoying. And a lot of people will agree, housemates, if I ask them. Tega is a lot to deal with. And you could tell because during the fight, she kept on saying, if you want to talk to me directly. Like she was here and Nini was just beside her. And Nini was talking to her. But she was still trying to trigger Nini, like, talk to me directly if you want to talk to me. Don't be talking in your mouth. Say it. And Nini was like, I'm talking to you. And Nini, once Nini is there, swear words are there, and Nini was swearing left, right, center. I was just like, guys, really? Do we have to do this now? But you know, other conversations after that quarrel made people understand that it was more than that chair. Especially J. Paul, when he was talking to Biggie, he said that there was a whole thing that happened during the workout where it looked like Saga was giving Tega some sort of attention that was making him comfortable. All unconfirmed because none of the parties involved have said anything apart from Tega. Nini had that was the reason, and I doubt she will ever say it. And of course, Saga has nothing to say. Literally, if it's not gisting with Nini and Aaron, Saga has nothing to say. So yeah, I guess we'll never find out if there was really more to that fight. But you know, it happened. Some people saying it's because Saga was giving Tega attention. Like, I don't know. I mean, Tega is a married woman. Will she be fighting for man in the house? Should she? Let me not say will she, but should she be fighting for man in the house? All right. So that sessions, I beg your pardon, came up. People were talking. Liquorose came in. So Emmanuel came in and he said that he likes Liquorose, but he was taking it slowly. Like he didn't want to rush anything because he's getting to understand the kind of person she is and how she thinks, especially when it comes to romantic relationships. So he doesn't want to scare her, in quotes. And you know, Liquorose came in, and Big Brother is a catalyst. Like he likes to pitch people against each other because Emmanuel just said, "Oh, I like Liquorose, trying to pursue a relationship," and then Liquor came in. And Biggie asked, "Oh, so what romantic relationships do you think are possible with you and anybody?" And Liquor was like, "Nobody. But you know, as I think maybe she figured out that I've probably jabbered. If I now say this thing now, it's not look as safe. So she added that, you know, she likes Emmanuel, she likes the way he talks to her, you know, she likes being around him, but she was literally taking her time to figure out if they will graduate from a friendship to a relationship. Say okay. So M Rose or Ima Rose, as we call it, is not even a thing yet. We are just naming, I don't know, building sand ships because this is not a thing just yet. So yeah, that happened. And then Nee came in. Hey! Nee, you know how like in the house, Nee is quiet. He's always for me, you know, I'm mature, I'm talking to everybody, I'm experienced. So he came into the diary room and he just sprinkled a little bit of drama for us. Instead of small violence. So he was talking and Biggie asked him about, you know, romantic relationships and how he's coping as a married housemate because, you know, he's married. But he's not the only married one. Tega is also married. So Biggie asked, how are you coping? Is your marriage affecting your game? And he said, no. But there are two girls in that house that are testing his patience. They are testing his discipline. First, he was like, Beatrice does her playfully. She's always throwing, you know, subtle shots like, I'm shooting my shot at you, making advances. But he always like writes it off as just play because Beatrice, you know, Beatrice, even when she's seriously shooting her shot, you might not know because she will do it and then she will kiki with you and laugh and get distracted for a while. After like 20 minutes, she'll come back again. That's Beatrice for you, right? So it was basically just her playing, but he said she tries to avoid the situation. So he thinks himself like whenever she's, you know, play and jokingly making advances at him, he just excuses himself from the situation. However, the second person is not as subtle as Beatrice. Second person, guess who? Guess right, it was Angel. He said that Angel is making serious advances at him, and there was not even one time, not twice, not 3 times, not 4, but 5 times she tried to come and take a shower with him, and in the bathroom she was like making advances at him and he wasn't finding it funny. I'm like, excuse sir, can you come again? You say what? He literally said that Angel was making advances at him in the bathroom, but then Angel is so carefree. Do you understand? Like, she has had a bath with Cross. She has had a bath with Saga. Even Sammy, she comes into the bathroom when she wants to. Although Nee was saying that sometimes she doesn't want to take a bath, she just comes in and she's like making advances at him and stuff, and he doesn't know why. And he's not finding it funny. Like when he was talking about Angel's own situation, he was literally with a straight face. He was like, he's not finding it funny and he doesn't know like why she keeps on doing that, especially knowing that he's married and he intends to respect his wife regardless of if this is a game or not. So yeah, that happened. She told Biggie and I was like, ooh, okay. Are we going to hear from Angel? Is Biggie going to ask? I doubt, because Biggie will not want to divulge what anybody said. But I guess we'll find out sooner or later if it's true, if it was really advances or Angel was just being Angel and coming into the bathroom when she felt like, because they're sharing the bathroom. So yeah, after that, White Money came in. White Money is a case. Of course, we understand that White Money doesn't have any romantic ties to anybody in the house, any girl or boy, but he has no romantic ties with anybody in the house. And Biggie asked about it, and it's something that has been on a lot of people's minds. Like, don't you feel left out? People are coupling up, ships are being formed and broken, but you're just in the kitchen cooking, cracking jokes and cooking. Literally, nobody has directly shot their shot at you, and don't you even see anybody in the house that you are like interested in? So Biggie asked the same question that has been on the mind of the viewers, and White Money was like, nope, I don't feel left out. If anything, I feel as included as possible because I have assumed this figure of a sugar daddy slash a caretaker slash a father figure. So people always involve me. They come to talk to me. Bitches have spoken to me about stuff. He also knows about the whole Nini situation. So he was basically saying that he's involved in most things, but he's not interested in anybody just yet, and he doesn't feel left out. And then he also mentioned that sometimes he's in the kitchen cooking and he misses out on stuff, but of course his friends come to fill him in, so he's not really missing out on much. But when the drama is happening, he's almost never there. And I begin now ask the question of, oh, do you miss people at home? And he's like, huh? Who do I have? I don't have family. What are those family friends? Never. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm here to the last day. And people said something funny, like if his friends hear him saying, no, I miss people, they will ask him if it's okay. I said, are you okay? What's happening outside that you miss? So yeah, that was really hilarious. It was like a comic relief for most of the drama that was happening. And then midway through the diary session, violence, we're asking for drama. And then when he came in an overdose. There were like 3 fights happening at once. I kid you not. There were like 3 fights happening at once. First one was, Maria and Jackie B. And I was like, wait. Next thing was, let me tell you how it happened. We moved from, how like Kayode moves the mic and then they kind of mute one scene to the other scene. So we moved from diary room, and next thing I'm hearing people shout. I thought it was a joke. I was like, what's going on? Maria is always shouting. Maria's voice is very loud. So when you hear Maria's voice, like she's almost always shouting. So Maria, I can hear Maria's voice, so I didn't take it as anything serious. And then I heard Jackie B. I'm like, Jackie is never shouting. Jackie doesn't shout. She's like the quiet person. She doesn't shout. And then the camera was moved to their scene and it was getting violent. You idiots! You this calling themselves names. I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? And at first people didn't understand. Even housemates did not understand what exactly was going on. But later on, we got to find out that Maria heard Jackie laughing at something Angel said and thought that Jackie was laughing at her over something that happened with them since the fashion show, where she called Jackie a derogatory name, kind of slut-shamed her. And Jackie didn't find it funny. And then Maria was like, oh, but I've apologized for this like twice. So why are you still gossiping about me? Why are you still making this thing more than it is? And Jackie was like, first of all, I wasn't even laughing about that. Like, I'm still angry about it, but that wasn't even why I was laughing. So why are you letting your guilty conscience make the best of you? But Coco is that they were fighting. The fights went from the closet to the garden, literally. And Liquorose was standing between the both of them, because if nobody was between the both of them, like I said earlier, someone would have gone home. Jackie was agitated. She was shouting. She was upset. She was, this idiot, stupid girl. I'm like, I know we asked for fights, not fights, but like a little bit of spice in the house. This one, I did not expect it. And from these two people, how? It wasn't adding up. But yeah, they were fighting. And then they also, like I said, they moved it to the garden. Now, it was in the garden that it was like, if J. Paul didn't try to drag Jackie B out, and if the people that were between them were between them, Jackie was this close to Maria's face. She was this close to Maria's face. And then, obviously, that when parents are involved and when family is involved, sometimes you don't, like, you have to tread carefully. You can't just mention someone's family. Okay, take for instance now, I'm fighting with you, right? And then I'm trying to insult you and say something, and then I bring maybe your son or your daughter or your mom or your dad. It always flames, like he always fans the flame, everything just escalates. So that was exactly what Maria did. I don't know if it was intentional or it was in the heat of the moment, but she was saying something and she told Jackie, okay, swear with your son's life. And Jackie was like, what did you just say? Leave my son out of this. He has no business here. Don't call my son. And then she was really coming so close. I say, hey, somebody's gonna go home in second week. This has never happened in Big Brother history. But thankfully, there were people there to like separate them, and the thing kind of died down. Now, while they were in the closet fighting, when they moved that fight to the garden, something else started in the closet. And it was with Liquorose, and Liquorose and Angel weren't fighting per se. Now, let me give you the origin. No, before I give you the origin of that one now. Hey, God. It was... I was trying to understand why Maria and Jackie B were so upset. Like, it was like everything that was happening. Like, because look at the picture from the closet. Jackie B was in Maria's face. Liquorose had to step in between the both of them. And then we thought it was okay. And then when they moved into the garden as well, you could see Cross and J. Paul. Boma was just standing there like, and the head of household, I don't know what's going on. And he literally puts his hands in his pocket. But Jackie B I think she should be thankful to the people. Can you imagine? Sasuke was there. Look at this picture very well. Sasuke was there. All these things were happening. She was just lying down. She put her head on the pillow. She was just staring. From left to right. It's really hilarious to see. But yeah, that was it. I don't know why they got so agitated. So now, back to the Liquor and Beatrice story. Somehow, this is linked. Because it started off when Liquorose confronted Angel and Beatrice about what they were saying the night before, and then Maria got involved, and then it now spinned into Maria and Jackie B, and then the other one was just spinning the other way. Like, it was just a whole lot to deal with. So Liquorose confronted Angel today. I know this started earlier, but then because Big Brother called Liquor into the diary room, that conversation kind of ended. Liquorose called Angel and said, oh, you were talking about me last night in the middle of the night. I didn't like it. You were gossiping. You were saying stuff. And initially, she was avoiding the exact statements that triggered her. She was just saying, oh, you were gossiping. I said when I heard my name. That's not talking now. And Angel was like, oh, I wasn't gossiping. I was just gisting with my friend that there's nothing that I said last night that I wouldn't want you to hear. If Ebuka plays this video over, I will stand by everything I said. So between both of them, it wasn't a fight. But between Beatrice and Liquor, because Beatrice was the second person in conversation with Angel the night before. So between Beatrice and Liquor, it just became something else. They moved it to like the living area, and then they were just like throwing words at each other. And somehow Liquorose brought in the fact that she was a bit more popular than Beatrice, and that was what was affecting her. And I was like, how? Like, Beatrice, I didn't hear Beatrice say anything about your followers outside. I didn't hear Beatrice say anything about you intimidating her with, you know, how popular you are. Maybe she said it before the mic moved to us, but that part of the conversation wasn't captured. And then Beatrice, for the first time in the longest time in the house, was actually really outspoken. Like, she was talking back. When Liquor says something, she'll fire back, and next thing Liquor called her an idiot, called her the B word, walked out. And like, that could have been sorted if all parties involved handled it properly. Maybe even the Angel and Beatrice shouldn't have even had that conversation. Let's just all sleep. Let's go to bed. Let's mind our businesses and go to bed. But that conversation happened, and then Liquorose also did not confront the people that talked about her. She went, you know, telling other people, and it just fanned an unnecessary flame. Things that weren't supposed to blow out of proportion were blown out of proportion. People were fighting. And finally, this last part, please let me adjust myself, because I know that when when the fight was happening in the closet with Jackie B and Maria, Nini was trying to pacify them. Then Liquorose went into the room to explain things to Nini and some other people in the room. Perry was there as well. And Nini was there, but she wasn't angry at anything. She was just like, oh, you guys calm down. We don't need to. Yes, they spoke about us, because Liquor was saying that they also spoke about Saga and Nini, and Maria also said the same thing. And Angel agreed that she spoke about them, but she wasn't saying anything malicious. She was just talking, like, discussing their matter. It wasn't like backstabbing or anything like that. So, like I said, Nini looks like she was pacifying, like trying to make sure that everybody was okay, nobody was fighting, nothing went out of hand. I just didn't understand why when she now went into the garden to meet her clique, that's Saga and Arin, it became a shouting match. She started shouting, can you imagine they're talking about me? I don't give an F. This, Nini. I'm sure if you've been watching Nini, you know that she probably swears like 1,000 times a day. And she kept on shouting that she doesn't care about what anybody is saying. She doesn't give a hoot. And I'm like, wait, but now it wasn't an issue to you when the actual people involved were talking. You didn't even hear the conversation. Liquorose heard the conversation and admitted that she might have taken some things out of context. So you're not sure exactly what was said. And when people were fighting inside, you did not say anything. Now you're coming outside to make an issue out of it. You're trying to make it like your issue. Make it make sense, because it's not making sense to me. So she started shouting, and Ari has to calm her down. Like, is this a problem for you or not? You're shouting, but yeah, you're saying that it's not something you care about. Like you don't care if they're talking about you, but here you are shouting. So sis, do you care about it or not? And I was like, Ari, for the first time in a long time, you're asking a very valid question. Nini, on the other hand, couldn't really articulate herself. She was shouting and shouting and shouting, and then she was like, Ari now asked her, okay, who told you that they were talking about you? And Nini said, oh, Maria said it. And I was like, if I were you, I wouldn't take Maria's word for it. Like, I wouldn't believe Maria over Angel. You know Angel better than Maria. You know how Maria can be. She can blow things out of proportion. Let me not use the word lie, but she can blow things out of proportion. So why are you believing Maria over Angel? And you weren't even in the conversation. Maria wasn't even in the conversation. It was just Liquor. And Liquor herself admitted that she did not hear everything and she might have taken some things out of context. So why are you getting agitated again? And I was like, sis, please, this question needs to be asked. Why is she getting agitated? So that was how that whole thing died down. The housemates went into the diary room. Jackie B was really upset. She was even telling Biggie that today I would have gone home. The moment that Maria mentioned my son, I was just seeing red. Like every other thing wasn't making sense. It was throwing punches. Thankfully, people were there. And not Liquor, I beg your pardon. Angel came and explained herself. It was even in the diary room that Angel was saying all the things that she said, like, oh, like I said that Emmanuel doesn't like Liquor and she shouldn't waste her time, that you think Liquor, that she thinks, that's Angel explaining herself now in the diary room, that she thinks Liquorose deserves a better person. And that was when Liquorose's name came up, that she started getting angry. She didn't even hear, she didn't even confront them. She just went and started telling people stuff. And then about Maria and Pere, she said she couldn't really exactly remember the intricacies of that conversation, but she spoke about Maria and Pere. And she basically said that, oh, I'm agreeing that I spoke, but I did not call anybody names. I did not insult anybody. I did not say anything that I can't say in front of them. And I've said it to Liquor because she actually did when they were arguing. I said, Liquor, there's nothing, even if Ebuka plays that tape 10 times, I will not deny anything that I said. So why are some other people taking it more personally than others? So yeah, that was basically it. But now they're still in diary sessions. Cross is talking currently, but he doesn't seem like the playful Cross we saw the last diary session. I think now he's taking things a little bit more seriously. Maybe because of the mood in the house. I don't know. Everybody is just on edge because 3 people fighting. How many people? Jackie B, Maria, Beatrice, Liquorose, Nini was all there fighting herself alone in the garden somewhere. So like 5 people were already in a bad mood. So the whole house will definitely be on edge. But that was basically it. So yeah, there we have it. I am drawing the curtains on today's show. Thank you so much to everyone who